Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Dandava Pranams, good morning to everyone. We are going to continue our reading of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are in Madhya Lila, chapter 10. Can you close that door? The Lord's return to Jagannath Puri. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai, Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki Jai, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Gurudev ki Jai. So we're going to continue from text 151, Madhya Lila chapter 10. And the Lord is in Jagannath Puri now after returning from his South Indian tour. And all the devotees are coming to see him and spending some time in his association. Are dine Mukunda Datta kohe Prabhura stane Brahmananda Bharati Aila Tumara Darshane. The next day, Mukunda Datta informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Brahmananda Bharati has come to see you. Agya Deha Jadi Tanre Anije Etai Prabhu Kohe Guru Tenha Jave Tanra Tyani. Mukunda Datta then asked the Lord, shall I bring him here? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Brahmananda Bharati is like my spiritual master. It is better that I go to him. Eta boli Mahaprabhu Bhakta Gana Sange. Chali Aila Brahmananda Bharatira Age. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees came before the presence of Brahmananda Bharati. Brahmananda Parijache Mriga Charmambara Taha Deki Prabhu Dukha Paila Antara. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees approached him, they saw that he was covered with a deer skin. Seeing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very unhappy. Purport: Brahmananda Bharati belonged to the Sankara Sampradaya. The title Bharati indicates one of the 10 sannyasis in the Sankara Sampradaya. It is customary for a person who has renounced the world to cover his body with a deer skin or the bark of a tree. This is enjoined by Manu Samhita. However, if a sannyasi who has renounced the world simply wears a deer skin and does not spiritually advance, he is simply puffed up and conceit. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not like to see Brahmananda Bharati wearing a deer skin. Dekiyata Chatma Kaila Jena Deke Nani Mukundere Puche Kahan Bharati Goswami. Seeing Brahmananda Bharati thus attired, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pretended not to see him. Instead, he asked Mukunda Datta, "Where is Brahmananda Bharati, my spiritual master?" Mukunda coge, "Ei age deka vidyamana, Prabhu coge, tenha nahena tumi ageyana." Mukunda Datta replied, "Here is Brahmananda Bharati in your presence." The Lord replied, "You are incorrect. This is not Brahmananda Bharati." Anjere anya kaha nahi tomara gyana, Bharati Goswami kene paribena chama. You must be talking of someone else, for this is surely not Brahmananda Bharati. You simply have no knowledge. Why should Brahmananda Bharati wear a deer skin? Suni Brahmananda kore hridaye vichare, mora charmambara ei na vaya inhare. When Brahmananda Bharati heard this, he thought, "My deer skin is not approved by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pala kohena charmambara damba lagi pari charmambara paridane samsara na tari." Thus admitting his mistake, Brahmananda Bharati thought, "He spoke well. I put on this deer skin only for prestige. I cannot cross over the ocean of nations simply by wearing a deer skin. Aji haite na pariba ei charmambara, Prabhu bahir basa anaila janiya antara. From today on, I shall not wear this deer skin." As soon as Brahmananda Bharati decided this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, understanding his mind, immediately sent for the robes of a sannyasi. Charmambara Chadi Brahmananda Parila Vasana Prabhu Ase Kaila Tanra Charana Vandana. As soon as Brahmananda Bharati gave up his deer skin and covered himself with sannyasi robes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and offered his respects at his lotus feet. Bharati kohe, tomara achara loka sikaite, puna na koribe nati vaya panya chite. Brahmananda Bharati said, "You instruct the general populace by your behavior. I will not do anything against your wishes, otherwise you will not offer me respects, but will neglect me. I am afraid of this." Sam pratika dui Brahma ihan chala chala, Jagannatha achala Brahma tumita sachala. At the present moment, I see two Brahmanas. One Brahman is Lord Jagannath, who does not move, and the other Brahman who is moving is you. Lord Jagannath is Archa Vigraha, the worshipable deity, and it is he who is the non-moving Brahman. However, you are Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and you are moving here and there. Both of you are the same Brahman, master of material nature. But you are playing two parts, one moving and one not moving. In this way, two Brahmanas are now residing at Jagannath Puri, Purusottama. Tumi Gaura Varna Tenha Syamala Varna, Dui Brahme Kaila Saba Jagat Tarana. Of the two Brahmanas, you are fair complexioned, and the other, Lord Jagannath, is blackish. However, both of you are delivering the whole world. Prabhu coge, Satya kohi tomara agamane, Dui Brahma prakatila si Purusottame. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, actually, to tell you the truth, due to your presence, there are now two Brahmanas at Jagannath Puri. Brahmananda Nama Tumi, Gaura Brahma Chala, Syama Varna Jagannath, Vasija Chena Achala. Both Brahmananda and Gaura Hari are moving, whereas the blackish Lord Jagannath is sitting tight and immobile. Purport. Brahmananda Bharati wanted to prove that there is no difference between the Supreme Lord and the Jiva, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to prove that he and Brahmananda Bharati were Jivas. Although the Jivas are Brahman, there are many, but the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Brahman, is one. On the other hand, Brahmananda Bharati wanted to prove that Jagannath and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are one, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But to fulfill his mission, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to be moving, whereas Lord Jagannath appeared to be inert. However, both of them are one and the same. Thus, this jolly argument was going on. Finally, Brahmananda Bharati referred the whole matter to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya for a final decision. Bharati coge, Sarvabhauma Madhyastha Hanya Inhara Sane Amara Nyaya Buya Manadiya. Brahmananda Bharati said, my dear Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, please become the mediator in this logical argument between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and me. Vyapya bhave jiva brahme yani. Jiva vyapya brahma vyapaka satrate bhakani. Brahmananda Bharati continued, the living entity is localized, whereas the Supreme Brahman is all-pervading. That is the verdict of the revealed scriptures. Purport. Brahmananda Bharati drew Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's attention because he wanted him to judge the argument. He then stated that Brahman, the Supreme Lord, is all-pervading. That is confirmed by Bhagavad Gita. Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetresu bharata kshetra yor gyanam jata janam matam mama. Can you open the altar? So the translation to this sloka from the Bhagavad Gita 13.3 is, O scion of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its owner is called knowledge. That is my opinion. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his Paramatma feature Jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his Paramatma feature is expanded everywhere. The Brahma Samhita says, Andantara sta paramanu shajantara stam. By virtue of his all-pervasive nature, the Supreme Lord is within the universe as well as within all elements of the universe. He is even within the atom. In this way, the Supreme Lord Govinda is all-pervasive. On the other hand, the living entities are very, very small. It is said that the living entity is 1/10,000th of the tip of a hair. Therefore, the living entity is localized. Living entities rest on the Brahman effulgence, the body rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Charma Guchana Kaila Amara Sodana Donhara Vyapya Vyapakatve Eita Karana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu purified me by taking away my deer skin. This is Brahmananda Bharati. He's saying, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu purified me by taking away my deer skin. This is proof that he's all-pervasive and all-powerful, and that I am subordinate to him. And then he continues here, quoting other verse from the Mahabharata, Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra. Suvarna Varno Hemango, Varangas Chandanangadi, Sannyasa Krid Chama Santo, Nista Santi Parayanaha. His bodily hue is golden, and the whole body is like a molten gold. Every part of his body is very beautifully constructed and smeared with sandalwood pulp. Accepting the renounced order, the Lord is always equiposed. He is firmly fixed in his mission of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, and he is firmly situated in his dualistic conclusion and in his peace. Ei Saba Namera Inha Haya Nijaspada Chandanakta Prasada Dora Sri Bhuje Angada. All the symptoms mentioned in the verse from Vishnu Sahasranam Stotra are visible in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His arms are decorated with ornamental bangles made of sandalwood pulp, and with a thread received from the Sri Jagannath deity. So now, Bhattacharya kohe, Bharati deki tomara yaya, Prabhu kohe, yei kaha, sei satya haya. After hearing this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya rendered his judgment, saying, Brahmananda Bharati, I see that you are victorious. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately said, I accept whatever Brahmananda Bharati has said. It is quite all right with me. Guru Sishya Nyaye Satya Sisjera Parajaya Bharati Kohe Eho Nahe Anya Hetu Haya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus posed himself as a disciple and accepted Brahmananda Bharati as his spiritual master. He then said, the disciple is certainly defeated in an argument with the spiritual master. Brahmananda Bharati immediately countered this word, saying, this is not the cause of your defeat. This is another cause. Bhakta Tyani Hara Tumi Eitomara Swabhava Ara Ekatsuna Tumi Apana Prabhava. This is your natural characteristic. You accept defeat at your hands. Sorry, I'm going to read it again. This is your natural characteristic. You accept defeat at the hands of your devotee. There is also another glory of yours, which I ask you to hear attentively. And so Brahmananda Bharati continues. Ajanma Karinu Muni Nirakara Dhyana Toma Deki Krishna Haila Mora Vidyamana. I have been meditating on the impersonal Brahman since my birth, but since I have seen you, I have fully experienced Krishna. Purport. Brahmananda Bharati admitted that when there is an argument between the spiritual master and the disciple, The spiritual master is naturally victorious. Although the disciple may put forward a strong argument. In other words, it is customary that the words of the spiritual master are more worshipable than the words of the disciple. Under the circumstances, since Brahmananda Bharati was in the position of a spiritual master, he emerged victorious over Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who considered himself Brahmananda Bharati's disciple. However, Brahmananda Bharati reversed the argument and took the position of a devotee, admitting that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. This means that the Lord was voluntarily defeated out of affection for the devotee. He was defeated voluntarily because no one can defeat the Supreme Lord. Concerning this, the words of Bhishma in Srimad Bhagavatam are important. Swa nigamam apahaya mat pratiyam ritam adhikaratum ava pluto rata staha drita rata charano vyaja chaladgur harir iba hantur ibam gato tarija. Fulfilling my desire and sacrificing his own promise. He got down from the chariot, took up its wheel, and ran towards me hurriedly, just as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He even dropped his outer garment on the way. This is from the Bhagavad Gita 1.937. Krishna promised not to fight in the battle of Kurukshetra, but in order to break Krishna's promise, Bhishma attacked Arjuna in such a vigorous way that Krishna was obliged to take up a chariot wheel and attack Bhishma. The Lord did this to show that his devotee was being maintained at the sacrifice of his own promise. Brahmananda Bharati said, "Since the beginning of my life, I was attached to impersonal Brahman realization, but as soon as I saw you, I became very much attached to the personality of Godhead Krishna. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself, and thus Brahmananda Bharati became his devotee." Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. And this is a very good place to stop. Finally, the argument was concluded. Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. And actually, tomorrow, the Brahmananda Bharati continues to praise the Lord and glorify him. Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Can you sing Hari Haraya Nama Krishna, please? Because I...
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Agopala Govindaram Shri Madhusudana. Sanatana Taranata Shiva Gopala Saragunata Shiva Gopala Saragunata Jai Shai Kori Charana Vandana Jai Vigna Sadista Jai Shaparikarashi Shri Guru Garanga Sundarada Giridhari Jiv ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Pashil Bhakti Sunna Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Pashil Bhakti Rakshita Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai Bhagavan Shil Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai Shri Rupanuga Gurvaga ki Jai Nanta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai Namachar Shilar Das Thakur ki Jai Jai Tulsi Devi ki Jai Jai all some devotees ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai Nam Sankirtan ki Jai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari